Greetings, fellow humans. I'm MartianBuu, and today we're talking about some nerfs. The dev comment is, the meta is relatively stable right now, with just a few outliers. Our goal with this patch is to reduce frustration and give weaker decks a bit more breathing room by reducing the overall power level of Hunter. The one notable outlier that is not getting changed, but which we are keeping a close eye on, is Prince Renathal. He is powerful and popular, but we don't want this patch to completely shake up the meta, because we have something fun coming in patch 24.6, and we want to see how Renathal performs in the next expansion before making changes to him. So, only a few changes because they're actually not trying to switch much up. Theotar the Mad Duke is going from cost 4 to cost 5. The dev comment is, Theotar is a defining card in the current meta. He plays an important role in giving players agency against powerful late game plays, but he can also be very frustrating to lose to. We don't want him to be one of the most popular cards in the next expansion, and our goal with this change is to lower his play rate across all ranks. If his play rate doesn't drop significantly with this change, we'll evaluate further changes at the next opportunity. So yeah, this is a pretty light touch for Theotar. I wasn't expecting an Elucia level change. Elucia didn't get a text change for how frustrating it is for its disruption applications. It got a text change because it was time warp at any mana cost in aggro decks. So like if they just raised it up to like 5 mana, it was still doing exactly what it was doing before. So that's why I got a text change. The mana cost change on this does seem pretty light. I think it matters. Like, it definitely matters. An additional mana on top of any card matters. But I think it's still going to see a lot of play in the decks that were already running it. It will happen a turn later, so you're going to be able to get stuff down that you might have struggled with before, like Guff or Raza, depending on whether or not you're on the play. But I think this effect is still strong at this mana cost. The other significant part of this is it is going from even to odd. So even Warlock and even Shaman are losing it, and Odd Warrior is gaining it. I think that's much more significant for Odd Warrior than it is for the even decks, because it was like good enough in those decks. It wasn't essential. It's not going to make or break whether or not they see play. But Odd Warrior craves effects like this, so this is a buff to Odd Warrior. So a couple of the Wild Seeds are getting a change. Stag Wild Seed is going from 5 attack and 4 health to 4 attack and 3 health. Bear Wild Seed is going from 2 attack 5 health to 2 attack 4 health. And Harpoon Gun is having its buff reverted, so that's unfortunate. After the buff, it discounted 3, now it is going back to just discounting 2. The dev comment is, Hunter has been the most popular and arguably the most powerful class in the game for some time, especially in lower ranks. These changes are meant to address some of the sharper play patterns this class is capable of, while simultaneously lowering the overall class power level. So obviously all of this is targeted at standard. In wild, these nerfs matter, but I don't think they're big enough to actually delete Beast Hunter. The Harpoon Gun specifically is impactful. If Beast Hunter isn't going to be a deck anymore, this is going to be why. The Wild Seeds were already, in my opinion, cuttable. The 3-cost spell was pretty decent, but you could play without it, and all the other ones were bad to mediocre. Like Erelon, for example, is one of the filler cards that's about as good as any other that you could run just to have a card in your deck. You need to get to 30 somehow. But Harpoon Gun took the deck from being not on the map to on the map. You're not going to be able to go Harpoon Gun on 3 into Hydralodon on 4 anymore, for example. And for those powerful Tundra Rhino and Shadehound turns, you're missing 2 mana potentially off of what you were capable of before. And you need all the mana you can get on those turns. The silver lining is things like Mule, Starving Buzzard, Scavenging Hyena, Alley Cat, Walpertinger, all of that, this completely doesn't affect it at all. So your early game and your Buzzard turns are pretty similar unless they did involve a Shadehound. It is a significant hit to the deck, but Beast Hunter was so strong that it could probably stand to lose some power and still be a relevant deck. Overall, with this balance patch, I'm disappointed. I think that every balance patch should come with at least 1 buff, and preferably several. And they don't have to matter. It doesn't have to be a buff to a good card to get me excited about a new card, you know? You can take a card that's never seeing play, slap another health on it, or another attack, or reduce its mana by 1, even if you know that it's still not really going to see play. But it gives me something to look forward to. Like, I see, like, whatever buffs, and I can, like, tinker with it. When a nerf patch only has nerfs in it, all it is disappointing. Like, if you were attached to your cards, you're like, oh, I'm only losing something. I'm not gaining anything. So I would love to see a change in policy where they just, like, pick a random card that doesn't see play and buff it a little bit in a class that's hurting, even if they expect it specifically not to shake anything up, just so that I look at a balance patch and think, oh, there's something to be excited about, in addition to just, we lost some cool things. That about covers everything. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more Martian videos. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.